Donald here, and welcome back to the Great Detective Chronicles. Last time we started the investigation of Chapter 4 and learned some big stuff. Not too much, but big. And now, we're off to the trial. Well, there's that familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of the historic courtroom. Actually, no. Actually, no, it's different today. There is even more menacing tension in here. There's a menacing tension in here today, isn't it? There, isn't there, I suppose? Yes, I think so. Oh boy. Let me resolve the menacing appearance of the defendant. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my. I do apologize. However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to details. However, I understand that no jury have been selected. Oh, wow! A trial by no jury. Well, it's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago. A closed court. Good morning, my dear fellows. This is Holmes. Have you made known of my hair, Mr. Nardo? The science of your you're back to your normal hairstyle. Honest, so much has happened yesterday that, well, I totally forgot about your little hair problem. Well, a little hair problem, one minute to another day. Drinking dubious potions after potion. You have no idea how much the stomach ails me this morning. Oh dear. How awful are you? I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Holmes. Good morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. It's glad to see you looking as full of grim. And you. I see London celebrated great detective as always, ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my probability of engagement with a few trivial cases. Reaper's overbearing presence is far greater different from the black roots of crime in our capital. Touché. So I may not agree with your methods. There's at least one point I could readily commend you. What an honor what that would be. An eye for a good lawyer, sir. Mr. Jones. After all, behind this lawyer is a very good mind on my own. What are you trying to say? I should only say that you prepared quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Sorry, Virgin. Gina. What's on her arm? It's a morning band. Morning band, I feel. Mother, shouldn't you be in the synopsium? It's been postponed, so I have free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see the country's up-and-coming student in action. I'll also be investigating events to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Gina. Hold on. Oh, yes, Gina. Why did you agree to this area? Why did you... This is a world. Everyone has what... Okay, pause. I'm sorry, Gina, but I just don't believe that. Well, if I am, then who is it? I don't know that yet. I don't care who calls him on what. Reaper is just a name, just a person. That end of the day, and if it turns out it wasn't, then that's good at them. What else? fiery eyes indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. At least that may be the solace of the deceit to the deceased. Please, get whoever did this for the boss. Oh, Genie. Yeah. I feel useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you gotta finally done this to make a right play. Counsel for defense and defendant, the court will be in session shortly. Make your way to the courtroom once, please. Alright then, here we go. Oh. It's time, Mr. Onoda. Alright, thanks. Here we go. One who lost his treasured brother to mass murder. And one who lost his treasured father to a foreign court in law. Both are tough. And one who lost a man who helped her escape destitution. All that misfortune, all the pain, and on the course to collide the headstrong and the strong. And it's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whenever truth revealed, well, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye. Closed court indeed. In the name of Her Majesty's Queen, I hereby declare the court in session. For to be conduct a fair and just trial of the defendant Barack Gonzalez. Counsels for defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin? Defense, yes, ready, my lord. Prosecution is more than ready. Oh, cousin son. I've been wishing to see you in court again for a long time. It feels... But never pictured this happening like this. I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecutor's bench. So the so-called Ripper the Bailey have been a scourge like no other, underwhelming Her Majesty's justice system. Today we must unravel the truth of the scourge. In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-fetched than Inspector Grayson's murder. The truth revealed by these proceedings may have unpredictable repercussions through the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial with no members of the public present, by Her Majesty's direct orders. How will that work, my lord? The burden of all arbitration and education fall under my shoulders. Therefore, as you will see, the juror's bench will remain vacant today. If no member of the public are present, I ask who are completely occupying the gallery, my lord. I have a few feelings. They are members of the judiciary, here to witness the proceedings and assure an equitable trial. Members of the judiciary. Oh my, this is a very unusual trial indeed. There is of course another unprecedented aspect of these proceedings which I must elaborate. The counsel for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens. Right. Oh boy. I believe it's an outsider to see the truth sometimes. As I stand here in the court now, I'm quite certain. This is the reason why I had to come to Breakman. Cosmo. Very well. Let's commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asagi, your opening statement, if you please. Certainly, my lord. Oh, wow. The incident took place on the 1st of November, just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location of the building was a flat in Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rented property. Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name well known very well indeed in this court. Not least the most of his miraculous resolutions. One of this country's gravest 10 cases in 10 years. Professor Case, how sure are we about the time of the incident? Several witnesses on the street heard the gunshot. And all have reported at the same time. Yes, that's what Gina told us too. There are a number of witnesses. I have here the plans of the room. The victim was found curled up in the corner. It believes that he was shot from a point-blank range and died instantly. How was range been determined? There was a scorch mark at the entry room. Such marks are caused by gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder is hot enough to leave scorch marks only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at least point-blank range. I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel. Okay, I gotta look at that. The rope was found lying beside me. Victim was shot at close range in front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks carry scorch marks at the point of entry. The bullet exited from behind. Additional observation: the caliber of the gun matches the standard issue firearm from normal procedure. Okay, there's no time of death. That's a surprise. And have you managed to ascertain the item? No, my lord. Not conclusively. Bravo, Cosmo-san. Not for trying to use the guns as premise can be voiced. Furthermore, my lord, they explained the revolver was fired extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. This is a candle burn amount on the wall, and the tip of the candles it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. We noticed that too, didn't we? Yes, that's right. Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime scene, the crime is clear. You will submit the plan of the scene, crime scene as evidence, please. As you wish, my lord. Is this Fresno Street room, Inspector Gregson's private a door? No, my lord. The room was rented to Mr. Hugh Bone. There is precious little furniture and generally in a poor state of repair. So what on earth was Gregson doing there? Presumably he was investigating some cases or something. When the police was informed of a gunshot from the witness and rushed to the scene, he found only Andy accused alongside him holding the revolver. The intending officer arrested the accused on the side. Oh, what? In that case, the prosecution would like to call the first witness. Name, please, Counsel? Naturally. The accused himself. What? Lord Von Zykes? As prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he's taken to take a compelled to the truth. Very well. Let the defendant take the witness stand. Oh boy. So, witness, say your name and occupation for the court. You know the rules. Rock Zikes. Old brother's prosecutor. I presume, Lord Zikes, that you heard the prosecutor in the opening piercings. I did. It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested on arriving at the police. Can you confirm this? Yes, my lord. Then I'm sure the court would like to hear your explanation on some things. Namely, why were you at the scene of the crime at the Fresno Street at the time of the question? And what exactly took place? I tend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth. I must say, Lord Zikes, I never imagined in this day it would come, or rather, I didn't imagine it would come since you became known as the Reaper. Part of me has been dreading it. The formal testimony then, witness? The facts of the incident. I was investigating Gregson, and my queries led me to that address. When I first entered the room today, it was dark inside, so I saw no one. A moment later, I heard a gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as I picked up the firearm to examine it, the door opened and heard a man scream. It was only then the body of saturation appeared before me. Oh boy. This is gonna be a tough case, indeed. The testimony was the whole truth. It was. So you heard the gunshot being fired in the room with no one. And a moment later, the corpse was somehow found before your eyes? Is that it? You heard that right. I haven't explained anything. In fact, it barely qualifies as an excuse. I thought you were reminding me to print this. Yeah, it turns out you have a way with words. The prosecutor was soggy. It appeared to be a singularity tale, huh? Geez. Singularity in some word is laughable. What's going on, Casalmo? He's not behaving like himself at all. Very well, then. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is gonna be tough. I'm depressed every day, folks. As every, is a detective character is. Hold it! You were investigating the inspector. I want four. It's not at liberty to say. Sorry. I'd identified the distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in the case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure proof indeed. In the case, in the court, is the court to understand that you, on that day in question, followed the victim to the scene? No, I was privy of his movements in advance. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. The address of Fresno Street was noted in 5 p.m. entry. You illegally entered a man's office. In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense. As it does in Great Britain, I assure you. Is that not the case, Lord Zikes? I was aware of the possibility of possible consequences. So, in summary, you were investigating the victim. And yet, you refused to tell the court why. I don't realize the British prosecutor enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. Why did I even think I could defend this man? I agree. Hold it! Have you ever been into the dress before? No, never. I only learned about this place as a result of my investigation in Gregson's office. There was no light inside when I entered, so that was all but impossible to make out anything. 5 p.m. the sun would only been down. Just got down. It would have still been reasonable light outside. The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. The very little light found its way into the room. From the outside, it's extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed the victim already lying on the floor. Therefore, the artificial light in the room, you say? You quite sure? I'm quite sure that part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Look, Mr. Naruto. There's a small room there. As I remember, and there was an oil lamp on it, as well as the frame picture. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and I started to look towards the desk to investigate. And what'd you find? Nothing. I would actually reach the desk. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. Hold it! So, who fired it? I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you said it was very dark in here. Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is I didn't sense it for another present. Oh boy. He has a point. This is going far. I believe it did not. What? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent gunpowder. Wishes I would like to oblige with you, but didn't answer. I'm afraid I can't. I, too, would dearly like to tell that. I just picked up the firearm and examined it. Hold it! Oh man, you say? One of the witnesses of or something? That's right. One of the street merchants. It's working on Fresno Street. Who are these merchants? A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the border window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements they heard a gunshot. Well, anything out of danger, they ran to see what happened. Yes, Dina told us that yesterday, didn't she? They burst through the door with some force it would seem. They did, and it almost gave me a heart attack in the process. You are, but you're supposed to be the Reaper. Yeah, funny already. The first man came to immediately to notice that the revolver in my hand had fled. A policeman patrolling the Fresno Street heard a commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident. Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. Hold it! What do you mean by that? In the way the body appeared. I honestly can't explain it, but the truth is, as far as I'm concerned, the body hadn't been there until the point, and suddenly there it was. Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling on the ground beforehand? At the moment, what I heard? It sounded like the door flying open and the scream of the man in the corner, and nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson. Most curious circumstances indeed. However, how the inspector was killed and how the body was seen to me appeared out of nowhere, I have no idea.
Objection!
Oh boy. Court hasn't heard enough. My lord, House innocence clearly revealed. That the accused, Barack Mosaics, is lying on multiple fronts. What? What is that supposed to mean? Good gracious, counsel. The man is lying, ladies. In his testimony just now, he's claimed that the bill knows the victim's body because of the... That's correct. No, it's impossible. It's probably not again. How that's supposed to be? As you examine the tip of the candle, you can see it's been blown off by a powerful impact. Once would assume the projectile firearm passed through to struck the candle. The problem comes when to consider the other two candles, which are clearly different flame. Yes, I can see the candles appear to have struck the bullet as long. We could reasonably suspect that someone had to lit all three candles to some together. Which begs the question, why is only one extended underneath? It must be because the particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning. Oh boy, that's right. The other candles would still have been burning, so it affected. The victim's body would have been illuminated by the light thrown by the candle. And he claims he couldn't see the body. Color could drown. And now, the next line. There's more. He also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before. That's the truth. It's almost a completely empty room. The police discovered something very unusual. A Lord covered from top to bottom with police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yes, that's right. We saw it too. And as I was saying, the contents of the police documents cannot divulge. However, they indeed reports of various historical cases. The oldest of which was from 10 years ago. Oh! And there's a common thread linking those documents on board. Indeed, what is the common thread, Counsel? They all relate to the prosecuted case in the court of Vermont's broad sites. All of them. Oh boy. And furthermore, all those cases are one in which the defendant was acquitted. Good lord. Interesting nonetheless, none of the defendants are alive today. Because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper. Oh no. The Reaper. And so it's the thingy in the little room. The Reaper's secret is hiding out. Let's hide it. Oh boy. No one would believe that. No. The truth is, we've been looking for this backwards. Backwards? Explain yourself, Counsel. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered... As I'm fully aware, but the Reaper's hands. Oh. I hate to say it, he also has some points too. Alright, so deep regret that must be... And its testimony is a stark inconsistency. All I've done is state the truth, I know it. Cosmo's done a brilliant job as ever. He's drawn his experience as a defense attorney to this case, and it's formidable. Counsel, will you submit the board as shown as evidence of the court? I believe it's fundamental established. Thank you, my lord. Hello? Oh, what is... There's Leonardo, look. Yes, it's a smudge of some kind. In fact, it looks like a handprint. In the color, the blood, that's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how discerning. Found it. Found something. Witnesses who saw the events unfold the day in question. You mentioned in the previous testimony too. Yes, the street sellers who heard the gunshots went rushing into the street. Very well. Lead the witnesses in. Defendant may step down with the witness stand. Certainly, my lord. Oh boy. Well, hello, former, driver. Your names of witnesses, occupants to the court. Names, we don't use names. Fancy for the likes of us. We're just free and easy, somewhere where everyone live. I give them vacant stare and walk down the Fresno view. Oh my God, that's the driver from the third case 3113. Would I be right to assume all three of you make a living selling wares on the street? Hey, everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passerbys, you know. Jaunty little tidbits. I got an absolute smasher for you, right? Up here, you know, isn't it? 6 pence is the price, not a penny less. Wait, you're actually trying to sell to me now? Oh, come on, sir, don't tell me you're not interested. Wait a minute, counsel. Alright, 6 pence it is. You want to register now? That's between us. You're uncomfortable. That's not worth 6 cents. Not worth 6 cents, folks. No, that's not it. Gossip. It's gossip, isn't it? I want to spread benefits to your mouth, up to your mouth and more. I don't care. I'm curious, yes, about what's going on just under that hat, that fat bottom left of yours. Namely, that unusual bruise, whatever it is, that's poking out underneath your collar. Oh, that's that's one mark. What about the next witness? What does your name go by? What do you sell? Me, I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, isn't it? I sell these lovely firecrackers at the local school. At all local school kids. Firecrackers? 6 pence a pop, does he say? You weren't exaggerating with a little. Do they actually sell? Oh yeah. The second year can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them if they get 100, they could blow up the school. If a school gets blown up, you're being sued. Not the most savoring idea, young lady. What do you say then, eh? Wanna take... Just go ahead. Yeah, you could blow up the whole courtroom. I don't want it. Why is everyone telling him to try it? Oh God. I'm not gonna lie, this would work. I have a feeling this is coming. Oh wow. 600, 100 are guarding the fireworks, though nothing is there. And here's nothing a little more but punishment if I blow up the whole Graily. Why am I feeling these? And the last witness, your name, go. Why is he doing this to punish us? I'm the thinker. I am thinker. All sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am. I think before I think. Because I stand on the streets, watching the world go around about me. And they call me an observator. Get out of the well, man. And everyone calls you Sandwich, and you know it. So, you don't actually sell things? But a problem shared is a problem as they say, I give advice, I do. Yes, I think what it means. I don't actually sell anything. No, come to think of it. Pity. No more purchases today, please. Well, we have quite a case here, it seems. They conduct their businesses on Fresno Street this morning. From morning until noon, my lord. It's always the same place. District directly adjacent from the current to the crime. I see, and thus they heard the gunshot, I suppose. Not only that, they were... Let's look at that firecracker. Have an idea, Mr. No? They're starting the end of the string on the firework. Sorry, it says it's the Venice special. I wonder, what's the 600 pence worth the fireworks wouldn't sound like? Shall we find out? What? But I said it will. Wait! Oh, alright. It's very sizable bang. There's a ring, was there not? It sounds like almost exactly like a gunshot. There we go. Well, I barged in. I barged regard, I thought, just between us. Mr. Milo, what am I to do? Oh, what a terrible sight I saw. What I think is what we see, the light is like shadow fly our eyes. It's over anything real. Very well. Probably hear the formal testimonies of these three witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnessed and heard in the incident. We saw the whole thing from start to finish. We did everything at the moment they went to the building. It was at least a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we heard a big bang. Seems to me that a quick talk and is a quick walk gossip. Couldn't wait to go see what had happened. I ran into the room. There he was, the Reaper, gun in hand, and stood over the dead body. I was scared to half to death. I ran off to find the copper. Oh boy. These witnesses were the whole day. Saw everything. Who did they see going inside the building? Only the victim, Inspector Grayson, and the accused. It was Rock. I've seen pictures of the Reaper on the paper. I know what he looks like. And we're going to ask folk like stories like this. I made myself tidy slum of it, right? But wait, there's room for several flats in the building? Someone had from another flat could have done it. All those flats in Fresno Street are occupied. Of course they are. The small damp dirt and the expensive to boot. The room in which the inspector was found is the only property in the building that's currently leased. And we know the leaseholder's name is Hugh Bone. The testimonies appear to leave room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see anyone else other than... Oh... Thank you. Alright, Gondor, my lord. Counsel for defense, you may proceed with the cross-examination with... That's my lord. In a closed court like this, without jury, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. Oh.
Hold it!
When you say they, do you mean it? What do you mean exactly? Inspector Gregson and defendant, Lord Van Dykes? I suppose so. It's like, who knows the names highly and mighty. I'll tell you one thing. It was the Reaper that went in the last. That's for sure and certain. Just behind Gregson, did they arrive at the same time as each other? No, not at all. Rustafella must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard the gunshot. A victim arrived 15 minutes before. Are you sure about that? I'm sure. Am I sure? Does it seem likely? I haven't forgotten. A fellow with the bright red hair, just like that, does it? Yeah, the hair's really red. Weren't it? Better than the flaming white firework. That fiery red mop, but still burnt inside my hide. Wait a minute, you're saying the man was a redhead? Yeah, you weren't listening, John? I was a redhead, and had a big trunk with him as well. But Grayson's hair isn't red. Not by a stretch of an imagination. It seems likely the person you saw wasn't back to Dr. Grayson at all? But some other party? Oh, I hate to break it to you, but there are witnesses who are correct. What? Seeing the photograph taken with the crime scene. Ah, yes, that's Dr. Grayson, alright. And the red hair face. Of course, we saw them on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we? I refuse to believe it's Grayson was a war piece, though. So why on earth would he have been wearing something like that? The color does seem to suit the man, one might say. The photograph will be submitted as evidence, please, counsel. The trunk that the red-headed victim was supposedly carrying? I was informed that no trunk was found at the scene, so it just disappeared. What do you expect what happened while watching the building and everything, do you? We definitely saw it in the dark. Going in through, no question about it. It was less than a minute after the Reaper was gone inside. We heard the big bang. Which presumably you mean a gunshot. I saw these little things, don't I? I know what a gunshot sounds like. I've always thought it would possibly sound a bit like this, doesn't it? And you say you heard the noise as soon as you saw the defendant here and enter the building? That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang, and went off just like that. Well, he's the Reaper, isn't he? It's what the French call a fait accompli. When the Reaper around people, people go on the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it? I think we got the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the Inspector to live after what he discovered. There can only be a clear motive for a crime. Yes, certainly can type of motive. Great. And the point, you ran inside, is that correct? When Gossip ran into to see what Digis goes through. Well, I'm a bit hampered, see? All the signs that I can't move very well. You were way behind, presumably, with that sandwich board around your neck. What great burden to bear. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but is it possible you have I met you before? I'm not anybody. The sign. It makes me. I am the sign. Therefore, I am. So you weren't employed as the omnibus driver just under a year ago, then? I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified, Mr. Nato. Yes, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot. Coming down King Henry Street, and the Black Widower's arms is just there. Oh dear, you made him hid behind the sign. Life is full of surprises. I ran into the room, and there was... Hold it! So then, you were the first person to arrive at the scene, is that right? As what kicked the... I was kicked the door like a profession I did, and yelled out what's going on in here. On stage claim you heard was a man's scream, though. Was there a dark... It was dark in the room. No, not dark at all. There was candles burning on the wall. Really? There's a fellow gloves on the door. Just where he was. The first thing I noticed when I got inside. Let me look at that crime scene photo for a sec. Hold on, he can't see that when he opens the door. Even though Lord Mosaic's claims not to have any sorry. Next thing I noticed, there was something standing right beside the body. The keys for Rock Mosaics. That's right, the pale-faced figure himself. I was shocked that I can't deny it. A little Livy and fuck lover coward. I'll deal with that later. And there was someone else in the room at the time? No, of course not. At first. Alright, but then the old self waddled through behind me. And of course, I only lined. I can't handle stairs, as you can imagine, especially the way up. And you couldn't have just failed single one. Not the empty. Dingy, right, yeah. Where there was candles on the wall and the lamp on the table. There was nowhere anybody could to be hiding. You mark your mind. I'll get back to that in a bit. Hold it! So you didn't run into the room with your friends? It's not the sort of girl. I'm not that sort of girl. Sorry. I'm a timid little thing. I was too scared to go in there. Ah, right. I see. Oh, Lippy and the witch, and which ran in there, and I heard the old lady scream. Sort of an old lady scream. Oof. Well, that wasn't me. If I were a gentleman, I'd scream like an artist. I wonder what on earth was going on. He screamed like a little girl, that's what happened. Which is when you went to find the policeman. And I ran the copper and I turned into the corner. I brought him straight to the police. Didn't that do well? Yeah, he did. Just between us, the copper's eyes nearly popped out of his head when he saw the Reaper. I never felt more uncomfortable in my life. And the defendant was arrested on spot, I believe. Considering the catalog of the killings the Reaper had carried out, it was particularly innocuous in. The judge will give a ruling guilty, Mr. Nato. The truth is, though, their combined testimony is very damning. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any obvious problems with their statement, do there? Still, if one of my mistakes is really innocent, I'm almost certain that we'll find something in there that's close and quite out of. You don't think that one of these three could be the true culprit to you? No, I don't know. But what I do know, I think there's more to this case than yet being brought to light. Alright, let's go to the case.
Hold it! Excuse me.
Do you have something to say, Mr. Sandwich? There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head. I am just two slices in the middle. So I don't know what you want with me. I think that maybe you remembered something. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean. Oh yeah, what is it? I think we try to dress ourselves or something, but at the end of the day, we're just street. Like, that's enough of your sandwich. Keep your tap shut. Unless you want what's coming. Maybe go to rest. And you saw the Reaper. He fell clean over on his backside. That's it. Oh, rotten bogger. Oh, you're rocking better. I told you to keep that a secret. He screamed, didn't he? He did. The scream scrambled off of all fours. That's all I wanted to say. Mr. Gossip, is that true? The floor is dead slippery. Why? I planted my head at 50 pool of blood. Hands on a filthy pool of blood, didn't I, yuck? What? A pool of blood? Listen here, nothing was on the floor. That's still giving the cold stare, don't forget it. Just go back a little. Did you say a pool of blood on your hand? I did. Happens, but was definite. I was scared, I slipped over. Oh, I know where this is going! No, Mr. Gossip? I'm going to have to ask you to add that information to your testimony. Oh, if I must. The witness will amend his testimony. And I know where this is going. Nope. Nope. So you wiped it off the floor. Your hands on the broom. And you're quite certain about that? Well, what else do you expect me to have done, eh? Does it matter?
Objection!
The police found no such handprint on the floor during their investigation. What exactly is the defense?
Objection!
If you're listening, you'll find out. Prosecutor Sally. Currently, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. What are you trying to say? There's handprint left clearly at the scene. On the back of the notice board. Yeah, yes, indeed. And now with a handprint is distinctive color of blood. You're dead right. That's my right hand. I know that anywhere. Oh boy.
Objection!
The witness is very definitely testified the weapon form, and the handprints on the back of the board are
Objection!
Not if the board itself has fallen over on the floor. In the case, is it quite possible these handprints ended up there? Let's look at the floor plan of the room. If someone had topple a considerable distance from the door. There's something else that he forgot to point out. Really, the right hand, right next to the corpse. In other words, the defense assertion is contradictory. Yes, it is. There is a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason. I take it you formulated the proper hypothesis, counsel, regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found. I have, my lord. The discrepancy between the witness account and the location of the handprint is explained by the board moving. The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As of course you can see that it's upside down. Good gracious, so it is. Though the witness had had hand against the board, the fingers would have been pointed upwards. What does this tell us? Tells us one simple fact. The handprint was made on the board had been lying on the board on the previous, as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What?
Objection!
You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting? Tell us the court who. Oh, I don't know that. But the point is, when you consider all the testimonies I heard so far, now we can clearly point in what we. The position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. No, counsel, I must ask. I think it's right by the body. Has to be near the body. Has to be right here. Earlier. He said that it towered into the room. It was dark. He couldn't really see the by heck. And if the notice board was there, the body would have been completely hidden from view. And the light from the candles would have been blocked, making it
Objection!
But the accused claims that the victim's body was slumped a period before him. That's true. Or, it's in his precise words. Just as I picked up the firearm and examined it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then I found the body of Inspector Gregson appear before me. I know I didn't call him to scream, but he was talking about me, no mistake. It was me. I kicked the door open. If you looked again, the door at the floor plans. Consider the force of what happened to the door. That can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over. And the victim's body is visible. Good gracious. The client's been told nothing but the truth. He simply described what he saw. Arg. He has a point. Counsel, how is this not coming to light before? After the incident, somebody must have rigged the board to move it. In the position where the police and my colleagues saw the investigation team. Witness, what do you have to say for us? I mean, Lord, you and your fellow were seen before anybody else. It goes without saying that one of you knows something about the position of that nose board. Now, witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will explain exactly what exactly upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Stop looking at me with glasses. I got the message. Oh boy. I don't know anything about the nose sport. I got wipe my hands on it. That's all. Well, I don't. Well, don't look at me. I ain't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second year at the time. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, just signing across. It was the Reaper. I bet he got to face that springboard. I can't see how it changes anything. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot. Oh boy. I mean, they do got points. So none of you can elaborate further? Shaken by the crime, witness and with only light candles, the oil lamp, with to see. We can't expect these witnesses to be able to give more precise, accurate what happened. That's right, yeah. It does. Don't pay to expect much. The man's endless quest for knowledge, that's destroying the world. That's what I think. Oh, you really... In any case, the testimony shows that even if it knows more of somebody's incident, that makes no difference. And the gunshot rang out, the accused only the person. The sword's the only person who does. Oh. Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the... Yes, most certainly, my lord. Well, then you may proceed, counsel.
Hold it!
You admit that it's was the board that you wiped your bloody hands on? I admit it. What's to admit? There's plain as day. All the seas, smashing points on my right hand. Perhaps you want to hide the hammer? Is it right nose board to push it into the corner, didn't you? I don't know. Oh, I imagine the weight of the great lump. Do I look like a powerful, well-matured man? Yes, well, you do see. Do you see anybody else move the board? I got nerves of steel, I can tell you, but I have my limits. There was a body on the floor in front of me, and the Grim Reaper himself standing over it. It was precisely either my bottom lip all covered. In other words, this witness is unable to get a definite testimony at that point. Yes, so let's see.
Hold it!
When you say you weren't doing business then, you mean you were selling fireworks? Yeah, what else? There's the Priory School just around the corner, see? Those cheeky little so-and-sos got a plan to blow up the school kingdom. Yeah, you know that's a lawsuit, right? So I've been telling them, letting their teacher know what they're up to. Oh, you have? Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, so let the school know. Oh, the kids were playing with the doggy toys. Then praise the Lord, the teachers taking all the fireworks off them. All alone, praise the Lord again. The kids came back to buy more. Everyone's happy, see? What a racket. Of course, sometimes teachers give me a little bonus for thanks for letting them know. Busy old life selling explosives. Venus is great. It's got guileful indeed. I'll sleep up right now. Ugh, scary. The important point is, he didn't go inside the room, but the inspector was killed inside the plant, right? Definitely not. It was seen that I would. But would I? I don't know anything about anything.
Hold it!
But you did go see what happened in the room, didn't you? Fresno City is a whole world. It's my whole world. It's all I know. That's all I know. I may have made it my business to know if I want to hold my sign high. So, did you go see what happened? It's not destined. It's not the destination that's important. It's how you get there. It is. Do you notice the notice board in the room? If you think about it, we were both in the same species, aren't we? If I spot it, I might try to tip it up out of the scene of a rivalry I'm in. Someone really needs to tell you that you're a Homo sapien, you're Homo sapien, not Homo sapien. Do you mean you know it's the host board? I can only really repeat what I said before. I don't know anything about it. I'm just a bystander. I mean, just a sign. What's the case? It wasn't possible.
Hold it!
What exactly you mean by that? Well, come on now. Don't tell him because he has noticed, but he looks like he hates everything in the world. But the notice board, they're the one thing he likes. You can see it in his eyes. I can't say I ever noticed. I'll tell you one thing for free though. I never took my eyes off the man or off the Reaper. Not for a second. Sorry. Well, I was scared. I never know what a fiend like that might do if I looked away, you know. Touche. You didn't take your eyes off the defendant. You shouldn't be able to confirm or calculate whether or not he's the one to move the notice board. That I can. The Reaper did nothing of sorts I could swear to it. I couldn't have missed it. If he heaved it right upwards and dragged it into the corner. Alright, glad we cleared that up. What happened to the face in the... I feel your pain, Colin.
Hold it!
It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. All you heard was a loud ring, wasn't it? Maybe the notice board fell over, or maybe it didn't. Maybe it fell over, and maybe it didn't. But the Reaper's fate sealed because the gunshot we all heard. Well, fate sealed, too. Alright, fate. That's right. The defense is faded, it still lives. And the process is moving. In other words, it's all hinged on a single gunshot. So I have to find some other sort. If it's possible, it may be possible to change our fright. Of course, none of that changes the fact I heard what I heard, does it? Something wrong, Mr. Sandwich? If I said there's just, I'd leave it that. Where that would that? No. Did Machine's statement bring something mind prior? Philosophy, deep philosophical thoughts. Huh? Let's say there was a great liar. The great liar said, without being ratting an eye, telling a bare-faced lie is the kind of thing that I ever since so good at. Where see, where her so lie or the truth in case she's not a liar. Oh, how is paradox one, don't you think? I was always sure, but to be honest, but seems more suggesting Miss Venus have been lying, aren't you? What do you think, old man? Trying to cause trouble, are you? Keep on like that. I'll rob your whole body of firecrackers, set them off, and give you something to trouble with. I have start. And sweet innocent face, young lady. So, Miss Venus has lied in her testimony. What are you saying, Mr. Sandwich? Well, if it means I'll be burning hellfire for the rest of my days, so be it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Can you elaborate, please, sir? Oh, Blabbermouth here is heading for the room where the gunshots seem to be coming from. But there was someone else who crouched the stairs behind him, too. That's right. The rotten liar over there. Hey. Do you mean to say that you did in fact retake yourself to the scene of the crime after all? What did I tell you, eh? I said I was good at telling the bare-faced lie. Didn't I? Yes, you mentioned it. Well, there's a revelation. And wrecked the whole courtroom, didn't it? Boom, you firecrackers packed a punch. So you did indeed visit the scene of crime, did you? I'm like, good grief. Oh, now you can mention it. I suppose perhaps I do clearly remember climbing the stairs, yeah. Do you really remember it? Don't worry. Oh, self-deserved punishment for the perjury. Or just act later. For time, well, you have immediately made your testimony to reflect on the truth. Oh, yes, my lord, of course. I'll have a little peek in the room.
Hold it!
You make a habit of lying, do you, Miss Venus? Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, to be fair. If you want my advice, I take everything I say in a big range of salt. Alright, but you did in fact go in the room where the victim was killed the day in question. Oh, please. As if I would. I can take anything you want. It's rude, please. Alright, a bit then, just a bit then. I mean, girl my age is curious about stuff you know. Did you touch anything at the scene? Oh, please, as if I could. I mean, there's a dead body. The truth, please. Alright, just a bit then. I looked to see anything I could tell. Please, consort, but I saw nothing whatever. Right, now I hesitate to ask, but you didn't move or notice enough, did you? Oh, please. If I would touch anything like that. That's a change that. That's right, please. Well, alright then. I ought be something worth of. I think that. So I've lost to the flippin' thing. sorry. Flip the blasted thing. You're telling us, yep, that you did move the side? I love the time we had to blast with that. That I did flip out. Oh, and Gossip is sweating bullets over there. What? What you did? You ran. You died. I don't believe it. The girl doesn't think. You don't say. Oh, you did you find anything then? Something you might have taken, perhaps? Tell us. So, oh please, I would be so. The truth now. He's impatient. I might have found the old pocket watch under the nose for, I suppose. But just a little junk can't be worth it if you have it. So that was you, was it? You're the one who took it. Gina. Can't believe, Mom. That watch there? That's a present. That was a present for a big case he solved 10 years ago. The professor case, no doubt. The boss used to wind up everything with it without fail. What grub? Wait for its grub to come from. I see. I swiped it off once, and I'll blind he have set, given back rightfully here. Said he missed that day last 10 years, and his name with it. I meant in the word I'm that and not watched it. Possibly the best thing, only thing that will die for them. Not that. It's not that all that though. I looked at it. Enemy of Penny said it wasn't working. Knock. Oh, I knew I should have left it. That watch must be submitted as evidence. Oh, please, just as long as you promise to get it. Not a chance. I'm stopping you from you to get a grab of my time. That's enough. I had to hand the watch to the bailiff for once. Now then, children, watch your manners. Good grace, Lord. The glass appears to be broken. More important likely, it shattered when the inspector was shot. It doesn't tick anymore, does it? That's why Jabbers didn't want it. What a waste, eh? Yes, indeed. It appears to have stopped at the hour 5. Exactly when the gunshot was heard, eh? Which is supposed to claim, of course. Hold on. Wait, that key earlier. Something was off about that. This looks like some sort of key. Yes. Hold on. Oh, there's a tiny keyhole there. Could see, yes, that's a problem for the winder. There's a key. It looks like a little unusual, don't you think? Yes, you need the right key to wind up, I imagine. Why do I feel I've seen that? Something to make the keys, I'd say it's a bit. Oh, we got that out of the way. Let's try this again. Do you think perhaps this key could be the key? Wait, oh, yes, it could. Let's try it once. I knew it. It's a perfect fit. Then look. Its Vesper's watch started up and going again. Ah, it's probably obviously the one who wound up, that's all. What's up, Mrs. Otto? Well, if the watch isn't actually broken after all, then I have a feeling that it's profound implications. She's in deep in thought now. Perhaps I'd better start thinking deeply too. Let's try this again. Okay, continue with it. I think it's this one I have to press.
Objection!
Nope. Not that one. That's how I pressed it.
Hold it!
You certainly know how to lie. It was nothing really. It's for with so little implications. You know, everything in the world apart from the back that lie. I'm not law. I'm not gonna lie. It's rather fun. I think perhaps we should move on to the next one.
Hold it! Hold it! Objection!
There we go. I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case. Oh? At the scene, we found this key to the winder in his Spectre pocket. A key! How in the round pocket what? We discovered that it still worked. As you can see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that's a fact. That confirms, determines what's the fundamental premise on which the entire case has been built. What? The time. What? Council. Which saw us on exactly 5. Yeah, which is just as when the gunshot. It is exactly now, The time was showing the watch tells us nothing other than when it was now. It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be 5 o'clock.
Objection!
Even if that's true, then there's 3 witnesses that heard a gunshot at 5 a.m. So it's obviously the crime.
Objection!
No, that doesn't hold. Why not? Really? Recall what really what that Trade said a moment ago? The boss used to wind up every evening without fail. It was waiting for the grub to come to pub. It said it doesn't miss a day, at least 10 days. If you polish it, it wouldn't warrant it. It meant the world to him to watch it. The victim had the habit of watching punch once a day. Why need a punch? Really? I gotta say that? Sorry. When we get reasonable, so therefore he wound the timepiece on evening before he died. What's wrong? Yes, that would be entirely reasonable. Well, if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely wound down by 5 o'clock by the following day. Oh, yeah. How do I explain that? Summary, even before the day was already unable to watch. Well, you can't mean what would stop the man from winding down his watch and habits of his every single. An obvious answer that he's already dead.
Objection!
Sorry. Glenn was already dead the night before? I would have overlooked something like that? On that subject, there is something rather surprising. There's actually an omission on the coroner's report. The time of death is noted. It's not noted. Ah, that's right. Wait a minute. You're forgetting my leg went through under me and I kicked on it. What do you mean? Like I said, I planted my hand on the dirty gravel and blood. Yes. So the victim's blood hadn't dried. It was fresh. He catches the first time.
Objection!
Oh, the blind couldn't be explained. No worries. You could have moved around on it. It's all false blood and foreign.
Objection!
Well, it needed necessary to win human blood, of course. What? We've been told previously that Scotland has no way to identify blood as human. The problem is currently being researched. At present, you're correct, it's beyond our ability. So then, a chicken's blood could have been used, for example. Is it really possible that it wasn't at all? I hate to say it, he has a point.
Objection!
Here we go. The gunshot was heard at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, this being a question. Is it, though? What? Given that the time of death, the victim was already been called into question, is it beyond the realm of possibility that what those witnesses heard wasn't a gunshot at all? Oh, please, what are you to say? Yours is my... To me, it's all yours of life. I doubt your ears. I don't doubt yours, sir, but it still say it was what you heard. Eh? Explain yourself, then, counsel. It's the firecrackers! Because we...
Take that!
Something like this culprit set off in the fake gunshot. Look at research. That fireworks that were sold by the witness. Not... Hold on a minute, what are you saying? I did it? I bet this little firecracker like that pop in like this anyway, see? Not 100 of them, but the being a special that you sell 600 pennies sounds like this. Of course, as the court is going to test, it sounds very much like a gunshot effect. Ugh! You're trying to suggest somebody else set those fireworks up? I'm suggesting that somebody knew the defendant was on that day. A slight indication caught him free to sound like a gunshot for the peddlers and...
Objection!
But even the accused himself has testified that he saw no one else in the room. Whether it's a gunfire cracker, the only person in the resident meeting was One whiff of match, the firecrackers go pop. See? That's what like people. I fear for your fingers anyway. Back recently, during my time here in Britain, I learned a very useful invention indeed. Something called a time bomb. Oh, it's a bomb. Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whenever you like, whatever you like. As a matter, I worry that your unfortunate phrase there may lead to yet another international incident. No, wait, it's whenever you like. It's important. A time device. Yeah, exactly. A time device. Something like the nature that could be planted at the scene. A device that's able to pronounce like sound like a gunshot as a culprit left. I think it's a candle.
Take that!
As the court's already discussed, the tip of the candles have been blown off. Indeed, because it was struck by a bullet, which is presumed faster. I think it's possible, young lord. Not possible. Why? Because of the scorch. There are 3 gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle. There are. Oh, good gracious, yes. But that's not the case. There were also scorching on the victim around the entire bullet wound. That's right. There was, as we heard earlier, the scorching sound only occurs when the target is close range and a matter of centimeters from the gun. Which means something scorching candle can't possibly result in a gunshot. You're suggesting it came from the fireworks? How can it be, eh? The fact here remains visible scorching marks on the candle, suggesting that the fireworks must have been right next to it. But anyway, the candle and firecracker were joined together. The culprit somehow attached the fire point. The killer was left the scene. Right. Until eventually the knives diffused the Oh boy. Oh boy. There's a problem. I couldn't forget a flame, or even if I wanted to. The person you saw in the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Obviously, anybody can wear a wig. So the person you could easily have been someone else entirely. Wearing a red piece. But someone else. Do you mean as the same person who got Here we go. has to be the magazine here.
Take that!
I believe this red hairpiece points to the answer. We might assume it was part of a disguise to carry out an undercover institution. Certainly not. Such a bright color hairpiece would only serve to make Inspector more noticeable. Yes, that's quite true. It would definitely have made him stand out in the crowd. Except that is a crowd of gentlemen from the red-headed league. So, you already worked that out. What on earth is it all about? Is there such an extraordinary league of gentlemen? The red-headed league is currently under investigation for a grand deception. A deception of what nature, Council? They've been targeting red-headed men all across London, tricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for misdemeanor only yesterday. My lord, the bench calls the 2 witnesses to be summoned at once. The redhead. Remember Grayson? Clearly infiltrated the redhead using his hairpiece. It's clearly likely that he had contacted with the criminals. And it's quite possible such contradictions leads to more serious events. I concur that we cannot condemn coincidence leaves us a new avenue to explore. Oh no, Naruto. Well, another possibility leads to a fire at least. Spencer will immediately have argument. Any arguments for the change of the men's appearance? Bring the two spiriters before we prosecute. Once, my lord. Very good. We will have 30-minute recess. Floor is adjourned. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. We'll continue tomorrow. Also, I want to give you a fair heads up. Expect a lot of streaming coming up in the current week. Because I am currently, as of today, on vacation from work. So, expect a lot of Let's Plays coming up. Whether it be this or something what I'm planning on doing on Monday. Hey, that would be if Let's Namco Bandai has no problems with it, given their stature as late. I'm planning on doing a full-on Let's Play of the recent game that they came out, the Tales of the Rise games. I will go and give you fair warning. I have no history with the Tales games, though I have played Vesperia, but only a small bit. As for Skyrim, also expect that I am planning on doing a live stream coming up also this week, some points this week as well. No, I was planning on doing it today, but I was actually planning on but a lot of things got to me today, so especially work. But with that said, tomorrow we'll start part 2 of the trial, and probably finish the trial of this part. Because from what I've heard, oh boy, this is gonna be a lengthy trial just for this part. Alright guys, I'm Gun03. Catch you guys next time. Oops. Wrong.